Hi, I hope all is well with you and you're staying safe. This week, in Parshas Lech L'cha, we meet Avraham Avinu, one of the greatest men who has ever lived. In Pirkei Avos, Perek Hey, Mishnah Gimel, the Mishnah teaches us that Avraham Avinu was given 10 tests, 10 nisyonos by the Ribono Shel Olam, and he passed all 10 tests. There are differences of opinion as to which were the 10 tests, but virtually everyone agrees that the test of this week's Parsha, Lech L'cha, where the Ribono Shel Olam commands Avraham Avinu to leave his father's house, his birthplace, and move to Eretz Yisrael, was definitely one of the nisyonos. But there are many commentaries that believe that there was one nisayon before this one. At the end of last week's Parsha, Parshas Noach, the pasuk says, Vayamas Haron al pnei terach aviv be'eretz molodato be'ur kasdim, where Rashi explains that Ur Kasdim is the fire of Kasdim. And we all know the story, that after Avraham Avinu destroyed the idols of his father brought him to Nimrod, and Nimrod threw him in a fiery furnace, which he miraculously escaped. Didn't escape, but he lived through. Before he was thrown into the furnace, Nimrod gave him a choice, to deny Chas v'Shalom the Ribono Shel Olam, or be thrown into the furnace. And Avraham passed that test. Now it's interesting to note that the nisayon of Nimrod and the fiery furnace is not brought down in Chumash. Lech L'cha is. If you think about it, which is a more difficult nisayon? Having a choice of denying the Ribono Shel Olam and being thrown into a fiery furnace, or traveling from your birthplace to Eretz Yisrael. Yet, Lech L'cha is in the Torah, and Ur Kasdim is not. And the question is, why not? Why isn't Ur Kasdim mentioned at all? And I heard an answer from my father, Olav Shalom, many, many years ago. And he said very simply, when a person is called upon to give up his life Al Shem Shamayim, it's a very, very difficult nisayon. No one wants to give up their life. But it's a decision that's a split-second decision. You decide to do it, and it's done. There are other nisyonos that may not be as difficult, but we live with them our entire lives. The Gemara teaches us that a person never forgets their birthplace. And as Rashi so eloquently describes, the reason why the Torah delineates every aspect of Avram's journey, that he left his father's home, his birthplace, etc., is to give him schar, because each one of those aspects of where he was leaving, he gets schar for. And they were difficult nisyonos. And when he got to Eretz Yisrael, he had hardships, and he kept thinking perhaps of his homeland. And that's something we live with for our entire lives. The nisyonos that we have on a daily basis are more difficult than those big nisyonos that we have to make a quick decision about. And we shouldn't belittle the day-to-day nisyonos that we have, because ultimately what the Torah is teaching us is that those nisyonos are even more important than the big ones. And when we go through our lives and we struggle, literally day to day, with different things, some things perhaps pop up every day, like getting up in the morning early in order to be able to do the things that we should be doing. If we're davening, to daven a little more slowly with more kavanah, to help around the house, to help people, whatever we're doing, to be more patient with our friends, and if we're married, with our spouse or with our children, whatever it will be, these are nisyonos that we have every single day of our lives. And they're tests. And the Ribono Shel Olam gives us these tests in order to strengthen us. And if we realize that they're tests, and we realize that they're given to us in order to help us, like a coach gives us a workout that perhaps might not be easy, but it strengthens our muscles. These nisyonos, if we understand them properly and we work to overcome them, will make us into better people. So as we go through our daily routines, try to remember to focus on these nisyonos and realize that the Ribono Shel Olam is giving us these nisyonos to help us, and that we have to work to overcome them. And if we do so, we will obviously continue to move in a positive direction. So until next time, stay safe and have a Shabbat Shalom. Kol Tuv.